The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman here on this Thursday, the 29th, just about to wrap up the month, 29th of August. And we're looking at the Dow up 182 at 41,270. So this is kind of my benchmark here. We're long, actually, we're kind of aggressively long. But we're only because we're anticipating a leg C above 41,420 to start a leg. That'll be a leg C. There's a lot of resistance just ahead. And I keep getting asked the question, how high do I think it's going? You know, I've got ways of measuring the height, but I don't do that. I just keep it in the background, just kind of in my mind. I don't notate it or anything. At some point, I do notate it in a different way than just say, oh, that's the number. I do it for the trend line or something like that. Most importantly, I'm looking at the Chapman wave. The concept originally started as a 7-wave form. In other words, leg 1 goes to A. Confirmation of a peak A is if it pulls back and doesn't take out the starting point. Leg B starts 1 penny above that. Doesn't matter whether you're 41,000, whatever it is. It's 1 penny higher because it's a fresh start. Takes you to leg B, pulls back, peak B, goes 1 penny high, goes to leg C. So all I'm looking for is at minimum 4 higher peaks. But here's the thing. We've had such an incredible move. Look at this. The VT, this is the Vanguard total world stock ETF. It made a single leg A up from about 106, was it? Or did it just take it out? I should have typed it in right there. So that's 105.90 on August the 5th. And one single leg, even with a gap, gaps don't mean a thing in the Chapman wave methodology in terms of the notation. It means something else. But in the notation, I have to wait for the first peak. Well, it came on the 26th of August at 117.53. That is 12 points in a Vanguard total world stock ETF, and it goes to a new all-time high. Because it went to a new all-time high, it negates the 117.26 high back in July, even though it was just 117.53, 27 cents higher. That doesn't make a difference. That's fresh start. That means you've got a buy signal that's gone to a buy mode. It's very unusual in a leg A. And then it implies there should be higher peaks to B, C, and D. That just says there are higher highs, right? Well, if that's the case, how do you measure it? Well, I've seen moves like this where all the move is in this initial upthrust. And then if there's a very serious pullback, you might just go nominally higher to a B, then a pullback, and then a nominal high to a C, and then a pullback. And then you get to a D, and you haven't gone to D very much higher, but you've gone to D, and that's where the big pullback comes. It doesn't even have to be that, because it could be a recycle and go to another 4 peaks high if it has a Chapman wave instant restart. So I don't get into this. I'm saying we are long. Subscribers are long. We're going to adjust to whatever we have to adjust. There are a lot of things going on. I said the other day, I don't like what's going on here because I don't want us to just skyrocket huge leg A, then a huge leg B, and then a huge leg C, and then a huge leg D, because that can often be the culmination when everybody starts to get in and they're forced to get in. You know, the number of, was it Tommy that was talking about that just a little earlier on? Yeah, the amount of money that's coming available with the CDs expiring from that were taken out last year when everybody was so afraid of everything. It's going to go somewhere. Yeah, very often it's the easiest thing to say is, just renew. But if the market is going higher and higher and you're seeing that the gains are percentage, a multiple way higher than your dividend or your interest rate, then you kind of get forced into the market. I didn't want to see that. I said, I hope we have some kind of a pullback. Well, yesterday, in a sense, was that. So it's given us a little bit of a breather. And all I'm saying is leg C could be at 41,900. That goes to peak C. Then leg D could go all the way into the 42,000. I don't know. I mean, I have my suspicions based on the strength of the technicals that I'm looking at, the technical tools. All right, let's get back to the story. So we haven't gone to a leg B yet because it has to go, I'll give you the exact number, 41,420.06, 1 penny higher than the 05 high that was made on the 26th of August, and we start a leg C. All right. So what I'd say to subscribers to my opening call, and we've got a really mixed portfolio, mixed in numbers. You can have, we're along Microsoft. We didn't add to it because I just wanted to see how it was digesting these gains. It's a very big move up, 10 points at 420.31. But actually, when you look at the chart, it doesn't mean anything. It's digesting huge gains from the 468 high back on the 5th of July down to 385. That's a big pullback. And that was the low of August the 5th. And it hasn't done very much since then. I just think that the tech sector, there's a rotation going on, and you can see it. Even Salesforce, man, this guy Benioff, I've listened to him for how many years? And Benioff he talks the talk. But I must say he does produce the stuff that is important. I'd spoken about that he had lost his way going to the high back in 2020. He had written a book. He had done all sorts of things at 311.25, and that was a huge pullback. 311.25 November of 2021 down to the low of, 129? No. It was 126.34. May as well just type that in. 126.34 back in 2022, 126.34. There we go. And it screamed to a new all-time high at peak C. Well, that peak C says that it should go to a leg D. Well, it came out with earnings, and they always do. I mean, every time they come out with these earnings, the market likes it early on, and then by the end of the next day, woof, look at this. Today, it spiraled up from yesterday's close in the 250s. It spirals up to 271.95, and now it's up $1.40 at 260.30. And it very often does that. However, I said to subscribers, we could see, Coca-Cola in the Dow take over, and it's done. Look at this big move. Coca-Cola, it's pulled back a little bit from the high. All-time high today, 71.94. Or J&J. These are kind of conservative. The Johnson & Johnson Healthcare almost at a recovery high. And that means that the Dow has enough impetus and enough stocks within it to kind of bypass an NVIDIA, let's see what NVIDIA is doing now, a pop and drop, which it's kind of doing right now. Yes, it's down 4.6. That's not a big deal at 120.78. So let me just show you this. Yesterday, a few days ago, I said there's a pattern that I'm going to put in. It's a little short in time, but it is a pattern that has two connotations. One is that it could make either the stalk leg formation, but it needed more time, because I like it when it goes sideways for quite a while. Or what we're looking at is an oval pattern that could be a spiral to the upside, but more likely at a peak D if it takes out the left side low, and that was that low of the 22nd of 123.10, it's for failure pattern. And that's
if you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the US futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Hi, folks. So let me just get to some questions before I go on with the different sectors. So EM is the iShares Emerging Market ETF. Monthly chart leg D. Got a day and a half to go. I don't think it's making a continuation pattern. This is going to turn out into a peak B probably. Now, this is very interesting because the weekly chart, let me get this right here, expand a little bit. Weekly chart from the low that was made back in the fall of 2023, around about 36, went to peak A, peak B, then C, D. There was a possibility of an instant restart, but it did go to F and a G. Now, what's really interesting, there's never an H. So this slide after G says this particular bar right here could, in fact, be a peak A. Now, I also want to say that whenever I have this instant restart that fails after an E, when it goes down below the trough of D and then starts to rally strongly, I have a technique that I developed. I don't want to go into the technical Friday tomorrow. Maybe I'll talk about it tomorrow. But what it says is there's a really good chance that you're going to come back and test that low right there. This is the low of the week of the 19th of April of 39.58. I call it the unconventional flat base restart. That explains the whole thing, although it's a lot of words. It's just that gives you the whole picture. And what it says is every time that the price goes up after that peak D, it keeps coming back to that D. And it says that the energy to the upside cannot sustain the move, and it keeps coming back down, and then it keeps testing it. And at some point, it should break it. Well, it did that. Well, that means that this here is a G/C, an alternate count, and this whippiness can keep going. So this could normally, under other circumstances, I've got this in the in the 1 minute chart, we'll talk about it in the E-mini, and I'll show you exactly the same pattern. So you've pulled back sharply. This should be a brand new A, not yet a buy signal to buy mode, because the stochastics turned up, and in a way, I need just one little pop in the weekly chart above the high of last week, and that'll give me a B, and then I can say, yep, I've got a buy signal. But most importantly, the question is, where is it going? And the way I'm analyzing this, you see this 200-period moving average? You see the way it's a fulcrum? If we can stay, if the EEM, the emerging market ETF, can stay above, I'd say 42, it's trading at 43.40. I'm going to give it a little room, 41.50 for about another week and a half, but especially if it can take out the high that was made on the week of the 12th of July of 44.64. That's only $1.30 a higher or $1.20 higher than where we are. That would be very positive. So I like what I'm seeing. The daily chart, let me just show you here, same thing. Daily chart, get rid of that. Slide it across. That is a leg A, and I've got them with a stochastic at 81%. If this stochastic very quickly drops to the 73% level with the price going back under this 42 level, 42.50 even, that says, it could be a single leg up failure pattern. But sorry, this is a B. So this is a leg B going to a peak B, and in fact, it just missed going to a C by pennies. Look, the high on the 19th for the EM was 43.91, and the high on the 23rd was 43.93. I thought it was a parallel, but it wasn't. It's gone to a C. So this is in a buy mode. It's in a buy mode, and it should go higher. Yes, I do like it. I don't know the speed that it moved up. I think it's going to start to slow down, but I like it in the sense that it could be something that is in the sector rotation that money could start to flow. Yes, I think yesterday or the day before I was asked about, I went to EWZ, the Brazil ETF, and I said, acting very nicely, and the way it's moved higher in this peak A, it's almost the same thing. It needs to go above the 200-period moving average and then start to move in the 31s. It's at 29.82. EWZ is a symbol. And the weekly chart has a very strong leg A. And it's close to giving a buy signal, but I haven't got that yet. The 9 hasn't crossed positive yet. But and in the weekly chart, it has gone. Now, I can't remember what the other stock was, the ETF that I was asked about why I went to the EWZ. But what I'm saying is there could be a rotation over the next few weeks that starts to favor other areas. Okay, so EM, yes, I like it. Then a question came up, could I look at Tesla? Tesla is in this area that I've said before. It's in this consolidation in the lower level. It's making an arch formation, but having gone to a peak C in the 9-period moving average, did flip to pink the other day. It's above the 200-period moving average of 206, and I said that could be the magnet line. You can go up and down below that. I just don't see anything for Tesla right now. If you're along, I just say keep holding along. But on any rally, if there is a rally that takes it over 228 into leg D, some part of your position have a raised base. You've got to have a raised stop on some part of that position. And I just have a trading stop. I'd even make it fairly wide of 4 or 5 points. But I would do that only because the monthly chart says it could be stuck in this range for a little while longer. It's an EV, and if you look at I'm not going to be able to remember the chart. Was it XPNG? No, I'm not getting there. All right, so I wrote it down. XPNG, no, it was wrong, and then I wrote the correct. Why am I not remembering it? All right, doesn't matter. I'm not remembering. Let's just do this. So the housing, was that housing starts I saw earlier on? Was disappointing. Home sales, big miss. So what's Toll Brothers doing? Toll Brothers is up $1.13. So much for that. Toll Brothers up near the all-time highs. I think that these home builders are starting to get back into the area that says they are moving higher on anticipation, but the technicals are not 100% supporting higher levels. And that just says to me there's going to be more vulnerability in this area in another week or two, but so far they're holding very well, and that includes the NAR at upper 51 to 181.77. Now, I need to just do this. So I wanted to go, let's just go again. Look, IND, the Dow is up 286. And what I said, I forgot to tell subscribers that yesterday I had a Chapman wave. I have a plethora of, I can't call them propriety because I talk about them all the time. There's only one propriety thing I have, and that is the Richard Arms Trin trading index that I use as my short-term Trin gauge. I use just two numbers at the bottom. If it goes below a certain level, I say the Dow is going to be down the next day, regardless of how the futures might be overnight. And if it's above a certain level, I say the E-mini futures that very night to the next day should have a very big move. It had a high reading yesterday, day before yesterday, so there was a really good rally. And yesterday. Let me just check that. Yes, a very high reading yesterday, and that just said that there should be a good rally in the E-mini overnight. Wow, what's that? I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Basil Chapman, Tiger Technicians Hour, and I'm going to put the futures up to show you the strength of the futures.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Yes, so thank you, P.W. Wolfie and PJ. I found that as I was talking about it, XPEV is the one that we were looking at. I'll just do that. In fact, that's a Chinese XPEV. There it is. There we go. It's called Xpeng Inc. Design, Develops, Manufactures Smart EVs. It's trying to come off the bottom. It's doing okay. It should do well because, I mean, they've got a monopoly. I think, a lot of people will buy that Chinese product if they're able to produce those 3 units that are inexpensive, a little bit more expensive, and then the upper scale. I should call them level 1, level 2, and level 3. And they should get, I don't know whether it's immediate, but maybe over the next year, you'll see this thing growing. I think this is one of the other companies that seems to be growing very nicely. Let's just see what GM is right now. GM, it's making another high. It's in leg C. 50.50 is my target here. We'll see if it can get there. And I spoke about Tesla. Now, I need to explain something. So I talk about this all the time. I've mentioned it before. I've had actually webinars on it. I have an all-day webinar on it. It's not that successful in terms of people being interested. It baffles me. I understand it. But it is an incredible set of techniques. But the one in particular, one that I use all the time, 4625, it goes to 4675. So that's D. So I use this all the time. Now, if you can talk about all these things, to sell books and patents and all sorts of things for thousands and thousands of dollars. But actually, it's something I discuss. Yeah, give it away freely, but you got to know how to use it. This last night, there was a terrific buy signal in the a sell signal came in at a peak C minus. It pulled back in the 120-minute, in the 10-minute chart of the E-mini, went down to 5565.21. And then very soon after that was at about 7 o'clock, just before 6:30, when the market opened at 6, it pulled back quickly. But then I'm looking at the 1-minute chart cross positive, and then the 3-minute chart cross positive at about 57.70. And I thought, great, this is a pattern that I'm looking for. One 9-period moving average cross positive, and the other one. And then a little later on, the 10-minute chart cross positive. Look at this. This is one technique. You can look at the moon. You can look at Fibonacci. You can look at on-balance volume. You can look at Chapman wave methodology. You can look at anything you want. This 9-period moving average cross positive, I'll give you the exact time. At 9:10 last night, and I'll go to the high of the bar because that wouldn't have been where you got in, but I'm just going to the high of the bar, 55.83. Do you know that here at over 60 points later, at 56.45, 46, that 9-period moving average is still not crossed negative? And you had all that time at the 200-period moving average, didn't go in here, went to a peak D, then recycled, went to an E, pulls back, goes to a brand new A, peak F/B, G/C, goes to a D, and now goes to an E, which could even turn into an instant restart. So these are techniques, and I keep talking about, I'd like to have a couple of people who have shown interest. I don't know if I want to take the time. It's a lot of work for me to do this. Larry does this twice a week. I'd love to have one because there's so many techniques within a day. But you know what? Was somebody up at 9:10 last night that I could have the web? Would I have known that I should make the webinar for 7 o'clock yesterday to get the right time? So what happens when you get the webinar and everything's already working fantastically? How does it continue? Well, I can show you how it continues. You've missed the best chance, but it's so it's a complicated thing, but these are techniques that I think are viable techniques. They're techniques that I love to explain, help people. It's important in your vocabulary to be able to get the precise words, in this case, the precise techniques. If they fail, they fail. What can you do? You're not the technique. You're only using the technique. Okay, so with that said, I just want to say, isn't that amazing? I mean, that is really, look, even here, the 5-minute, when it crossed in the last pullback at 7:40 this morning, when it crossed back to positive at 56.25, it is still green. Doesn't matter whether you're using Fibonacci expansions or the moon or the whatever. It doesn't, volume, I don't care what you're using. The 9-period moving average is way above the 14. The price is way above the 9. The MACD is good. The stochastic's at 81%. And until it fails, it's good. Okay. With that said, I'm also preaching to the choir, because there are many people that use Chapman techniques and they understand it. I'm just saying that there are a lot of discussions about these things, and I'm just saying you can make it very easy for yourself. That's not to say that it's foolproof, because you have to understand how to use them. There are times when that 9-period moving average can whip you around. I mean, let me just go to a good example. Yeah. Let's say you're using the 1-minute chart. Look at that. Look, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Overall, you would still make some money, but wow, you would have lost quite a bit. All this whole area right here, if you didn't get it right, it would have been, you would have said, oh, what kind of technique is this? So it's how you use the technique. It's so important. All right, with that said, enough with that. Let's just go to what we've got right here. So I said I'll go back. So I'm going back. I've got the Dow right now up 294. 41,420.06 is what we're looking at to start a leg C. We added to our position, our aggressive position this morning to the Dow. And if it'll fail, if it'll work right now, I'm just using this to say the 9 is way over the 14. Chapman says there should be a leg C, peak C, and then a higher leg D, and then a peak D. And we have to assess and see, are we holding? Are we staying? What are we doing? This is now just a short-term trading position. All right, S&P. Nice action above yesterday's high. That's very important because there was a little mini Chapman wave red Roman candle. You know, we talk about candles all the time. I've developed techniques with at least 2 candles. There's a silent doji. There's the Chapman wave Roman candle. There are a couple of others to add to the rep. Maybe I'll have to formalize it one day and just, maybe by then I'll be out of here. Who knows? But I'll do that. It's a fabulous technique. It says if within 2 sessions you close nicely above, nicely means quite a bit above the high of yesterday, that says you can go to the next highest peak. So that'll be 51.61.62. Go to 60.63. That starts your leg D. I'll be back in a moment. Dow's up 294. Wow, time's flying, huh? A little rant there, and we've got a break coming up.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
The stock market is a delicate, interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust. The stock market is a delicate, interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
I wrote you back. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, I forgot. It was ILF. That's the ETF. What I said was that here the 200 period moving average in the single leg A to the upside. You don't want to see it give back too much, like 25.20. At this point, it's 25.73, down 31 cents. If it does that, it says, okay, that's going to struggle because both the daily has a 26.48, the 200 period moving average. It's just been above it. And then for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sessions, 8 sessions, it's just not being able to close above it. So that's a problem. It's resistance. And the weekly chart has 200 period moving average of 26.80. So, yeah, that's a little different. But I said when we were talking about this, I quickly jumped to the Brazil stock market, which I said was a little bit better, but more or less in the same pattern, but a little bit better. The EEM is a little bit better than that. Okay. So with that said, I got to go back here. I stopped. Look at this, SPLV. Now, I'm expecting this to slow down a little bit, but it hasn't. So this is a leg B going to a leg C here. That's the S&P 500 low volatility fund. At this particular point, there's a chance that we could start to see the SPY have it gone. So this is up 0.25 today. That's the S&P 500 low volatility fund, which is already at all-time highs. And I've been using that as a comparison that within groups, within its own group, you can have different pictures of sectors. So this is, and here's the SPY. You see, I think the SPY now has to play catch up. So you could have quite a bit of a jab to the upside. Look, this has already gone to, this is 563.18, 563.09, and 5.6, 3.91. So you've gone to a leg C, which went to a peak C. Remember, a lower high makes a peak right there, uppercase on the way up. And you've got to go above that to start your leg D. We might start to fail very soon. I don't know. All I'm saying is that let's see what happens when we get to these particular levels that I'm talking about in the notation of the Chapman wave. All right, so another question came in. Did that. Oh, Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, I said I've been negative on Bitcoin since that high that was made back in, was it April or something, March? And it's making lower lows and lower highs, but only in the sense that it's taking a huge period of time to digest the gains. Now, this candle, if it closed out today, is the Chapman wave Roman candle. Long wick at the bottom or long wick at the top, and the body of the candle is about a half to 2/3 off the bottom or the top of the long wick. All right, and then the rule of thumb is if at any point on a shorter time frame it starts to trade below the midpoint of the wick itself, in this case 56,900. At any point, especially on a daily basis, if it closes under that, expect that the low is going to be tested. But I said, I'm just thinking that Bitcoin has had its day in the sun for this part of 2024, this part of the year. And now, based on this U-shaped pattern with the Chapman wave plumb line, the midpoint, whoops, that moved. I didn't move it. I must have. Of course I moved it. Nothing else could have moved it. That should have been right there. My eye's very good at picking out these inflection points. Wait a minute. Why doesn't that come straight down? There, that's straight down. There it is. Okay. So there's your plumb line right there. Little dashed gray line I usually use. And there's your Chapman wave inside wedge target repellent zone. Went right to that level. It came within 1 month early of the left side, right side price time match. That wasn't the exact low. It's the one that I chose because I saw that the low, it would be difficult to get in that time frame. Well, it did very nicely. Now what we're looking at is if at any point in September, if there's one daily close above the high, and those are continuous contract. I don't know if the continuous contract means that the price will change. The high of July, at this point, I've got it at 71,215. If it goes to 71,216, a close above that, that would suggest that the midpoint of the bar is not going to be hit, because what will happen is all of a sudden the body low, in other words, that would be the closing price, which is at 61,335, is going to be your support if it can close above, 1 day above. But if it starts to close 1 day below that midpoint, that's a problem. And I just think it's digesting huge gains. It's just time. We're looking at more. Well, it's a lot in price. I mean, 75,000 down to 50,000, I would call that price. But I'm just saying, on the visual basis, it's more time. Next question came in. Let me just check here what it is. Could we look at PLTR? So it's been off my list for a little while because it has such a big move. I didn't know where to safely get in. It was on my list as something that we were looking at. Palantir Technologies having a nice session today. Okay. So looking to buy. So because S&P, 21,923 was the low back in August the 5th, and it made, I reserve these circles for other things, but I do put it in to show an island reversal. That island reversal says it's held so beautifully above and it's even gone to a recovery high. Everything about it is good. I'm going to suggest at 31.66. I know that you do your homework and you put in your stops. I'm going to suggest in your case, because you've already been in it once, done very nicely, I believe, Palantir for you, right here at 31.65. But I am going to say I would put a stop initially underneath the low of yesterday, which was at 29.80, some 29. Ooh. Yeah, 29.75. Just to start off, I put a stop in at 29.70. Maybe it's a stop on a good part of it, not the whole thing, but I definitely would cover myself. Why? Because this should go to a leg D above the previous icon. See, even if I use alternate count E, F/A, G/B, there's never an H. So that has to be a C. Therefore, there should be, in Chapman parlance, a leg D to come above 33.13, the high of the 22nd, and that'll make leg D. And that'll actually, if it's it can't be this week, at least I don't think it'll be this week. If it's next week, we'll be making a leg E in the weekly chart, continuing the leg E in the monthly, and all the technicals are good in the weekly and the monthly. The daily has slipped, but their 9 is still very strong. That's the way I'm going to suggest. Start a position in your case, but you need to have a stop of maybe 2 points.
The consistency you're looking for is closer than you think. 1 or 2 adjustments are usually all you need to change your equity curve from red to green and keep it there. Come join Larry Pesavento live to learn what separates the winners from the losers. Join Larry Pesavento on the 2nd and 4th Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, where Larry will show you the market setting up and, most important of all, the state of mind of a winning trader. By watching Larry trade, you'll learn the Fibonacci levels, you'll learn how to apply A to B to C to D trading patterns, you'll learn trade management, pattern recognition, and much more. Join Larry August 9th and 23rd for more live trading action. For this month only, use code LarryAug24 at checkout to save $50 off your first month as a subscriber to Live Trading Price for his live trading sessions, where you'll sit right beside him as he trades the market live. For this month only, enter code LarryAug24 and save $50 off your first month. For all the information and to reserve your spot today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
I don't know what happened to my Colgate chart. I'm trying to figure out what Jeff. But this is in the. Let me just do this quickly. I love the chart. And in fact, the defensive area in the market, like Coca-Cola, they're not defense like Lockheed Martin or Raytheon, defense in the way of Colgate, Coca-Cola, etc., are doing fabulously. So let me just do this real quickly. I think that's your low. So this is A, B, C1, C2, C3. This is now leg A. You can call it a D, but I'm calling it an A. So the monthly chart, wow. I have to do some work on this. Anyway, all I'm going to say is that it looks fantastic. I believe if you mentioned it, you're probably in it. If you are in it, look how it's walking the 9-period moving average. It's trading at 105. It's one of those situations, A, peak A, B, C, D, E, brand new A, B. Yeah, it's one of those situations where you buy it and say, I'm buying the high. I'm sure I'm buying the high. I'll look like an idiot. And then a week later, you look back and you can't even find where you buy because it's just making higher highs and higher lows. So far, Colgate's looking great. Okay? Now, if you aren't in it and you're looking to buy, this is a tough place to buy only in the sense that you also want to get the dividend. But now your risk is you have to have some kind of a stop, and it's a 105.87. I'd have a stop of 102.80. Although it's a defensive stock, I still have to have some kind of a stop. So let me do some more work on it. Tomorrow I'll make a note here for Friday, Technical Friday, and I'll put CL. Okay, as we're about to wrap up, the day is young. Anything can happen. You can still get selling swoons. I'm anticipating in this phase, the Dow does go to a leg C. How high is it really? The higher this leg C goes, the better it is. If it just stalls, goes to a peak, be at 41,420, and then at 41,428, it suddenly stalls at a leg C and then pulls back. It means that maybe we just go slightly higher. But if it's a very strong move, that could be very positive. So in the meantime, we're long, lots of positions. I don't know if it's going to work. I had one that today is going exactly the way we wanted it, to a new recovery high. We've got a lot that actually are moving nice.